What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be focusing on a mini lesson, probably going to try and keep it around 10 minutes, on knees. I'm going to take you through the actual technique of knees, some of the dangers behind them, and in addition, we're going to talk about some of my favorite setups. How do you actually get this knee off without just walking forward, throwing it, and getting stopped, maybe with a punch, every time you do. I am down in Reno, Nevada, and I only have my camera with me, none of my computers, no tools for editing, so this is going to be straight one shot. If I make mistakes, I do apologize. Just doing what I can to keep you guys up to date on information, episodes, so you're always improving, even when I'm out of town. This week, I'm actually doing something really fun. I'm out of town in Nevada, not for vacation, but actually work one-on-one sessions for a whole week with one student. We're training twice a day, just like a pro fighter, and just down here staying with the family. Got this beautiful mountain view back there, out in the country. I'm gonna call it close to Reno, but just outside. Beautiful spot, amazing. And of course, anybody out there, if you are going, oh, I'm so jealous, this is something I wanna do with Gabriel, you can always reach out to me. Talk about it, see if it can work in our schedules. So let's get into the knees. The very first thing that I want to focus on when we're talking about knees is how to execute just the lower half of the body correctly. We're not going to worry about the upper body yet because there are many options, but most people stumble in some area on the lower body. So we'll put the emphasis there initially. First thing, when I throw my knee, am I trying to come up or am I trying to go through? More often than not, assuming my opponent is in this position, I'm going to try and go through. Driving up means either they've leaned forward and I have that ability to drive upwards, or I'm going for a big head knee. But for the purposes of most people, we want our knee to go through the target. How do I accomplish that and maintain power, proper technique? Number one, I'm going to disconnect my heel from the ground and elevate to the ball of the foot as I poke my knee out. Number two, I'm going to make sure that my heel stays very tight to my glute. Otherwise, it's very easy for my knee to come upwards instead of outwards. If I go outwards with my foot below my kneecap, I'm going to end up landing with my shin. We don't want that. Elevate through the ball of the foot, heel tight, poke through, and a slight lean backwards to make sure we're keeping our head out of punch range. If you can do all those things, 1, 2, 3, now we can easily start moving into what is the upper body going to do. One of my favorite things to do with the upper body is to make sure I'm protecting my face. Some people teach pull the hands down. Some people will swing one arm through. I prefer hands staying up and bringing one arm across. I describe it to many people. If you imagine Dracula with his cape, that's what we're going for. We don't want to cover our eyes. We want to go right below enough that any punches that come down the middle are going to be blocked with the elbow. Opposite elbow to knee. I don't throw it across like I'm actually trying to throw a proper elbow where I twist my body. I just do this. I throw my knee as normal and I do this. Other hand stays planted to the head. That's all I'm looking for. If you can execute that, we are well on our way to developing a strong technique which can knock people down just like that. It's very easy. And you can use this, remember, offensively, or I could be back here defensively. Somebody rushes in and I throw it as a defensive technique. They lunge forward and their stomach's open. They take the shot. Game over. And give me a second to breathe. Now, we're going to move into some of the mistakes that people make with knees, which end up costing them the fight. Number one, the hands. What are my hands doing? If my hands are not doing what we just said, and there's any opening where I leave my face open, or I swing downwards, or maybe my head just stays way too upright and puts me within punch range, all of those are massive danger signs that when you go to throw your knee, somebody's going to hit you with a counter. Usually the rounded punches are dangerous at that range. A lot of times people feel a little jammed with straight punches. So as the knee comes, boom, they're coming into the side. So you're making sure you're clamping down on one side with one hand and making sure the other hand protects. That is one of the big mistakes. Additionally, a lot of people try to run from far away. So if my opponent's out of range and I try to sort of gallop towards them to then throw my knee, they're gonna pick up on that really fast. They're either gonna catch their angle, or like we just said, they're gonna set down and just bomb in a big punch as you move towards them. So you want to, ideally, either get yourself within punch range where you're parrying and you follow up, or you can lead with your hands and then go to that shot. But that's a basic entry, right? 1, 2, 3 into my knee. What if I want to be more creative? What if I want to set this knee up in a way that's not just behind a bunch of punches? That's a great attack, great combo, but not one for me that I find is preferable to my fight style. First one that I love to do, throw a front kick. If it lands, that's great. If it doesn't matter. We're just getting them to think about it. We lift, and you'll notice this foot takes a little step forward on the drop. One, I close the distance, so now my knee can land. From back here, it couldn't, but now it can. I throw a front kick, I throw a front kick, I fake my front kick, I close the distance, and I throw my knee. Additionally, that works off the back leg. Front kick, fake, step through. On the step through, we already closed distance, so you have to be very careful about not going too far and falling into a punch. A front kick, a fake, I take a little step, and I fire my knee in, all while maintaining that technique which we talked about, the 3 points, heel tucked, extend, lean back a little bit while protecting my face. I'm blasting through this knee tutorial. I know there are so many elements which are so difficult to put together. Many people on straight knees will start trying to turn them over and teach those little ones like this, but I don't advise doing that until you get down this motion. Once you get down that straight knee, then yes, you can work on pivoting and opening up the hips and trying to get some more distance, a little bit more lean back, staying extra safe. All of that will come. Give it time. Put the focus on the basics, the solid defense as you throw, the good extension, the good technique, and of course, the setups. And it doesn't just need to be that one, but that's one that I prefer. That's one that I find that most people can gravitate to very easy and utilize it again and again and again. And some of the best fighters in the world will just hide behind some long punches, throw some front kicks, hide behind the long punches, fake the front kick, knee, go back to some long punches, step through knee. There's so many ways. So exciting when you get down these knees because they bring a whole new element to your distancing game. Out here, I can throw my long range. Here, I can throw my punches. Here, I can get those mean knees happening. And once you open that up, it's like you unlock a whole new offense at a slightly tighter distance. And it's beautiful. And when you start landing them, you're gonna be so happy that you watched this video and that you took the time to actually learn everything I'm teaching in this one, whatever it is, 10-minute episode. Anyway, I'm gonna try and bring you guys some interesting content in the next couple days. Tonight was just, we did our session this morning, then we did a second session, and it's late, and I don't have anything prepped, so I'm just gonna do this mini tutorial on knees. But if you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for sticking around. I'm gonna call it there. I will see you back here soon for another episode.